Welcome to She's in the Weeds.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Hollis.
We're best friends exploring the intersection of pop culture and the female experience.
Be sure to follow us on socials and subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode.
And if you love us, give us that 5-star review.
Nailed it?
I think it's fine.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Weird hair. Here we go. We're on.
Oh, we're going?
Yes, we're going. Hey, Whackers.
Hey, we're live.
How are you? The first thing I need to say, which I forgot to mention this after we recorded our last guest episode, but we really, even since the beginning, have gotten so much positive feedback on our voices.
Yeah.
Which I find
very
so
surprising.
Hilarious and surprising. Yeah.
Not so much of what we're saying, but the sound of our voices is nice to listen to.
People are liking it.
I will take it.
I'll take it too.
I was nervous about that.
Yeah.
I'm going to sound horrible. I'm never going to be able to listen to it.
I know. You do get used to it.
Yeah.
You get used to hearing your voice and after a while, you don't hate it anymore. It's not like when we were in the 90s and the only time you ever heard your voice was on an answering machine and you just died. But yeah, that's something that has definitely surprised me because I see complaints about it on other podcasts. And sure, some people's voices can be more grating than others, but
not our beautiful voices.
Not us, apparently.
Yeah, not quite used to looking at myself on camera.
Not quite.
Don't
We're
love
getting
that,
there.
but
We're getting there, I
it's
feel
fine.
like.
Yeah.
Also, we've been seeing each other at the park a lot.
We've run into each other twice randomly.
2 days in a row? No.
Almost.
Yeah. Wednesday and Saturday. Yeah.
I know. And on Wednesday, I was like, I should really call Sam when I'm going to the park and be like, and then I didn't again the second time. And I was like, oh, here
I was there.
again.
Well, and it was so funny because I saw you and it's one of those things where it's like, you're my best friend. I know what you look like. And I bet it was just, I'm not used to seeing you maybe in that context, in you're walking your dog context.
Right.
And so I literally kind of saw you out of the corner of my eye and I said, oh, that girl looks like Hollis. It took the dog. And then I looked and I was like, oh my God, that's Sookie. And I was like, it is Hollis.
I mean, granted, I did have a hat,
Yes.
sunglasses, a backpack.
Yes.
I was in workout gear.
Yes.
So I looked a little incognito.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was just so funny because I'm like, I didn't immediately recognize. I was like, oh, kind of looks like Hollis.
Yeah.
It is. Oh my God, hilarious.
Yeah.
And then I was yelling your name. I was like, well, she definitely has headphones in, so we'll see if she. I'm just over here
It was one of those things where I was like, oh, sounds like somebody's yelling my name. It took me a couple times to
And then you're like, no, surely not. No, absolutely not. So what else is going on?
Oh man, not much. I had a very quiet weekend where I didn't have any plans, and I purposely was just like, I need a weekend where I don't go anywhere or do anything but just regular weekend stuff.
Right. Run your errands, drink your coffee,
right.
go on a walk.
I went to bed at 8:39 on Friday.
Nice.
I was so exhausted this week. Really kicked my butt. And then, I had a slow morning on Saturday. I went to the maze after. I went to the dog park and saw you guys.
Nice.
And Christy was talking about
how she had just been to maze.
Yeah, and I was like, that's what I need to do.
Yeah.
So I went to the dog park, went to the flower store. Sure, we're gonna call it a flower store for the purposes of this. Came home, planted some flowers, just relaxed.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it was lovely.
There was nothing
this is
better.
what weekends are for.
Yes, there was nothing better than a slow single girl weekend.
Oh my gosh,
I loved them.
It was the best. I took an
everything
shower, hung out in my robe, I had no schedule, and it was fabulous.
Yes.
I was like, I need to prioritize this.
Yeah.
At least once a month.
Yes.
I just have a me weekend where I don't do anything.
Right.
Exactly what I want to do. And just having the time to just sit and be like, what do I feel like doing today?
Right.
And I'm going to do exactly that.
Yes.
Instead of I have all these things I must get done.
I know.
All these places to be.
And
which
it's
is
hard
great.
to set those things aside.
Yeah.
But you have to sometimes.
And I am grateful to have plans and people to do things with. every weekend like that, obviously, I think would probably be like, oh man, wish I had more stuff to do.
What am I gonna do today?
I know, but like I have to remember to like just take some time to just not do anything some weekends.
Absolutely.
It's good for the old mental health.
Absolutely, a mental health moment.
Yeah.
Yes, no, I agree. 100%. Those are my favorite. I miss that sometimes.
And the weather was just perfect
it
for
was
it.
Gorgeous,
Yeah.
you guys.
So I could just walk in and out of the house, and like, you know, in the winter you have those weekends. You're like, I guess
I'm just sitting
here
doing
watching
nothing.
TV for 3 days. Like, that's not great.
Perfect
for mental health.
errand running weekend.
Yes.
Weather.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely. I kind of had the opposite experience. Did you ever get in your head where you're like, I want to do this, want to do this, want to do this, and like you just get overwhelmed, and then like you can't prioritize anything, and I'm like, ugh. So I was like, okay, I need to just pick something and work on that. And so I was like, okay, I recently inherited my grandfather's World War II stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So he was in the 505th Parachute Infantry in World War II. So he was like there on D-Day, like parachuting into the fighting.
Wow.
Yeah. And there something cool about his particular like division is that they did the most individual jumps of like any paratrooping division. I don't know the correct terminology for everything.
Can you even imagine just jumping out of an airplane into war?
No. And that's what I kept thinking about. Like, it's so crazy thinking about how my grandfather literally was like 21 years old, and it was like, okay, I'm going off to war.
Yeah, like the draft of it all.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like,
and
you don't just volunteer. You're like, sorry.
Yeah.
Person with absolutely no training, you're just in a war now.
I know. And then just like straight into battle, and then they come home and they get married, and I don't know. It's just a different time.
Yeah,
and like, but he has all of this. I have his jacket, his IYKYK jacket, and because he was a paratrooper, all of his stuff is like rarer and like more desirable to collectors and stuff. And so I would never sell it or get rid of it, but I'm trying to figure out kind of how much all of it is worth so I can get it insured. And so I've been going through everything, and he has, so the movie, or not movie, it was a mini series on HBO called Band of Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Was about the 506th Infantry of paratroopers. And so they were like in the same area and like in some of the same like battles and stuff as my grandpa's infantry. And so he has the last official photograph taken of the 506th Infantry of the Band of Brothers. He has the original 1945 photograph.
Oh, wow.
And I was doing some research because, you know, he wasn't in that infantry. And I was like, I wonder why he has this. Well, it turns out a lot of those soldiers like knew each other and stuff. And so they would like trade memorabilia. And there's not a lot of original photos. Like a lot of them were reprints later that soldiers got at like reunions and things like that. And he has 2 of them.
Wow.
And he has all of these pictures taken like in combat where they had captured enemy vehicles and weapons, and they have all this stuff. I mean,
so cool.
It's really wild. So it's been really fun just like going through all of that stuff, and like
it's all in like good good condition.
Yeah.
That's great.
And you feel it's almost like you're like kind of going through this historical journey, and it kind of like can put you there a little bit of like, wow, like this is so crazy. Like I cannot believe it's just hard to conceptualize like that this was real, and these are real people, and they did this, and like it's nuts. I don't know.
No, I geek out on historical things.
Yeah.
Old things,
yes.
Historical relics, especially if you know the person.
Yes.
It's like, it really does. It can make you emotional.
Oh my God. Well, I was bawling at one point because there's a picture of another soldier who looked to be similar in my grandpa's age, but it wasn't my grandpa. And I'm like, why does he have this picture of this soldier? And I was trying to figure out, I have a few pictures of him from his childhood, but like not too many. And so I found this picture of him because he had like 9 siblings, you know, I mean, they had big families. Yeah. And it's a picture of him with like several of his other siblings and his brother like standing next to him. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's his brother Leslie. So I have this picture of him and his brother with their arms around each other with their other siblings. And then in all of my grandpa's war stuff, he has Leslie's photograph. And I was just like, oh my God, they were like little besties.
Aww.
And they went off to war together.
Wow.
And then he kept his brother's photograph, and his brother died. He moved to South Dakota and died when he was like only 49 or 50. And I'm like, he's kept this picture of him all those years, like, because I think they were probably really close, and like they probably had this bond because they were like 22 and 20 years old going off to World War II. Like, who knew if they were going to come back, you know?
That's a very cool story.
Yeah. So anyway, that's
really fun.
It has been fun,
like,
and
going through stuff like that.
Yeah. It's been really cool. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm meeting with a woman hopefully next month who's going to help me like preserve some of it and like figure out how to put it all together as like an archive. So
cool.
Yeah,
that'll be a cool process.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see what that'll be like.
Yeah, I'm excited. So
well, fun.
That's what I've been up to.
Sounds like a fun project.
Yeah, it has been.
Nice. Yeah, my mom, when my cousin was in town last, she pulled out this photo album that I'd never seen before. That was my aunt's, who just recently passed away. All these incredible black and white photos from when my mom was a baby, that their neighbor took. And I mean, these photos were incredible. They were so like artistic and well done. You could tell the guy had like some serious photography chops, and just like, I don't know, they were kind of haunting because, like, you know, people don't really didn't smile on those generations, and like seeing their clothes, but you just like, he captured them in a way where it's like you could see their personalities and like really got a sense of like just how different their lives were.
Yeah.
You know, and like women, especially of that time, like,
yeah,
I was like, I cannot believe I've never seen these photos before, and we have to make sure like,
yes,
they're, like you said, like maintained. Like I was like, what can I do with these? Or I don't know. I was like, how can I do some art project with these without ruining them, or making copies of them and doing something cool with them? I was like, I can't believe these haven't been seen.
How have I not seen these? Yeah. No, I know. And it's one of those things too where, I have this, like, I don't know where it comes from, and I'm sure other people have it too, but I do have this sort of like desperate want and need to like document everything and like keep all of these archives and like have this family history. Like, even because this was the other thing, I was like, I really want to go back and make like now that I know how to edit video, make like a 2024 video of, take the videos that I have of the kids and our family and just make like a compilation video for that year and do one every year.
Oh,
so that, you know, things like that. Because I do our photo book, because that's the other thing. I was working on wrapping up 2025's photo book, but I want to do something with the videos. So I don't know. It really is this like, it's probably driven by nostalgia and just you know, but.
Well, I think that's a really important practice that a lot of people don't do. And why it is so important to document, because it's the only way to keep track.
I know.
You know, I think a lot of families and just people in general, like I'm not very good about that.
Yeah.
Like, where it's
a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. Yeah.
It really is.
And it's just like not knowing the right process, or having a process, not even the right one, of like, what do you do? Where do you store it?
I know. Exactly.
Because it takes space. It takes time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like, who knows like what the medium's going to be in 20 years, like, you know, so And there is definitely something, that nostalgia part. And then just going through all these pictures and seeing all these people, it's like, it really, I'm not going to cry, but you know, it takes you back to that place in your childhood where you're like, all of these people were here.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm looking at these photographs, my grandma, even my dad, you know, at this point now. And it's like, my dad's little and my grandparents are in these pictures and everything. And it's like, man, how much it's changed. And it's like, now I'm almost the people in the pictures.
Right. Yeah.
It
is a really weird shift in your life when you're like, I'm the adult. And we've talked about this.
Yeah.
Just like off podcasts, I think, you and I. Where it's like, we're the adults
like
now.
I'm almost the matriarch of my family now. I mean, my mother is still alive, but like, you know, my grandmother on that side has passed, and it's just wild because thinking back to all of those family get-togethers as kids, and it's like all of these people were there and so many of them are gone, and you really start to think about like, God, how fleeting life is. And it made me so happy too I think my grandparents would be happy to know that I have these things, and like we're making this archive, and like, because you don't want to forget people. But it's also weird to think that like okay, so I'll pass it down to my kids, but like they're not going to remember any. Well, my grandparents, they never even met, but like my dad, they're not going to remember my dad.
Well, and they might though, if you have all these things you preserved. Maybe
my oldest
him,
probably will remember my dad, but my youngest won't. And so I don't know. It's you can really get in an existential kind of spiral, like being like, geez, like this is weird. But anyway, moving on. So I don't. I need to start blubbering here.
Oh no, that's okay. I mean, that's what we do here at She's in the Weeds. We get in the weeds.
We get in the weeds
with our feelings too.
That's right. Oh dear.
No, I could definitely see what you mean though. That like you gotta take a break because you could just get absorbed, and then it's like, okay, you can't live in the past, so we want to preserve. But we also want to like
move forward.
Make sure we're it can be overwhelming a little bit when you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The feelings. Sure. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh man. Well, I'm glad you're doing that.
Yeah. It's
keep me posted on the
I will.
The archival.
Yes, I will for sure. I'll keep everyone updated on that. And okay, so tell me about this Russel Brand.
Oh my gosh.
Usher.
So I listened to this podcast I think I talked about on the last episode, where they happened to do a story about him and just like a deep dive into pretty much how awful he is. But just like the podcast is it's called Maintenance Phase, and they do like deep dive research into things that were popular, but kind of like, here's the real skinny on the story.
Yeah.
But I think they did him because he is he's had many allegations come up recently, and he's going to court about rape and sexual assault allegations, all of which pretty positive he committed.
Pretty sure.
But the most recent is he was on the Piers Morgan show. This is the problem. Russel Brand was an avid atheist for a long time, very outspoken. Now, after, he's pretty much been canceled for a while and all these rape allegations, now he's a YouTuber, a right-wing conservative YouTuber. And now, in the past year, is a Christian and very outspoken religious person now. All of a sudden, has just flipped. And so, Piers Morgan really stuck it to him, was calling him out and being like, it feels like this is, a reaction to these allegations in a form of redemption.
Right.
Like, okay, my reputation's ruined. I've seen people do this. You claim religion, and then all of a sudden all of your sins are absolved, and you can say, oh, I know I did all these bad things in the past, but now I'm religious,
forgiven, right? Forgiven, right?
So like, guys, it's okay. And he didn't really have much of an answer, and there was just all this fumbling. Like, he had a Bible with him that apparently he brought to the courtroom when he was starting this trial, and it was confiscated, I believe. And so Piers was like, do you have this Bible? Could you show me what's the verse that you were, brought up in court? And then he proceeds to like spend like 90 seconds fumbling through this Bible trying to find it.
Right, because he doesn't know a single verse.
Exactly. And like, it's all marked up, but like, he doesn't have any idea what he's talking about.
Right.
He hasn't read the Bible, nor does he care. It's so performative and extremely obvious. And he fumbles, and it's like, they just let him go.
Yeah,
and show the whole thing.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
It's so damning, and he just, nail in his own coffin.
Like, you can't maybe foresee something like this,
right?
And have a verse prepared.
Have one picked out, and he's flipping through these pages, and he's like, well, I can't find the exact one, but here's this one from Isaiah will suffice. And like,
oh my God,
it's just so obvious that like this is the other thing. He came out admitting, when I was 30 years old, I slept with a 16-year-old.
I saw, yeah.
But in the UK, age of consent is 16, which is insane. And the problem with the way he posed that statement was like, oh, look at me. Look how, what's the word I'm looking for? Look how evolved I am that I can now look at this and say, that was wrong. Like, I'm older,
even though it was
wiser.
technically right. Even though it wasn't illegal.
It's like, it wasn't illegal, but it was morally wrong. And I know that now because I'm an older, wiser man. And I just want to say, go away, Russel Brand. I think you should never be allowed to hold a microphone ever again in your life. I think you need to stop talking to the public. Just go live your life away from the public eye. No one needs to hear from Russel Brand ever again. The fact that, like,
Agreed.
the holier than thou attitude of, like, all these things are happening to me and I must go on television shows and on my YouTube channel and talk and give my sermon. No one ever needs to hear your voice again.
I
Like,
agree.
just go live away from the
Go
public eye.
away.
It's just, I am so exhausted. Do I hate men? No. But what I hate is this attitude that men think they all need to be heard.
Yes.
We don't need it. We don't need your opinion on certain things. This just like, holier than thou is the only way, the phrase that keeps coming to mind. That it's just like, he is obsessed with hearing his own voice and he thinks everyone needs to know what he's thinking and no one fucking cares.
Yeah. No.
Oh my God.
Preach, girl, preach.
I mean, I was just like, just go away. And the other one that came to mind.
What do they think they're accomplishing?
Exactly.
Is it just ego?
I mean, it must be just ego. And I don't know if, like, it's this survival mechanism, too, of, like...
self-preservation or
yeah,
something?
like, I used to be famous. I used to be somebody people cared about and wanted to see and listen to. And I feel like once you have that status, giving it up is...
hard. Yeah.
Almost impossible. So you do whatever you can to
get
like,
it back,
to maintain that at the very least.
Yeah.
If not, like, grow it, which I think is the problem with celebrity, is like you always have to be doing more and getting more famous and important. Right. But yeah, with him, it's just like you've done too many awful things. Like, you're just done.
Yes.
You know, like,
you're done.
You're done. You don't get the right to talk to people out in public anymore.
Right.
Ugh.
And I mean, it's something we talk about a lot. And I do think, like, at a certain point, it does just kind of become, you have to decide for yourself, like, who you're going to allow space to grow and evolve and, like, who you're not.
Exactly.
And Russel Brand, we're not holding any space for you.
No. And I don't even want to hear the apology.
No.
You know, this is one where it's like, I don't care if you take accountability.
Right.
Great. Take accountability for yourself if you need to. But, like, you've done so much where it's just, you're done.
Yeah.
You know,
no, I
like,
agree.
There's no path of redemption for you.
Right.
In my book, at least. Yeah. Really don't like that guy.
Heard.
And then, just so y'all know, in case it wasn't clear, really don't like him. Really
Not
doing
for
nothing
him.
for nobody. And yeah. But then this other video popped up where I had the exact same feeling. Usher is like this P. Diddy sympathist.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and granted, this one is a little different because I think it was a Good Morning America interview. And he was interviewed, so I'm sure he was asked the question. You know, it wasn't like he's just been like going out and toting this opinion. So it's a little bit different. But even still, I was just like, just don't say anything at all.
Right.
Just don't answer the question.
I would be curious to know exactly what the question was.
I know. And like, I didn't get that. And I probably should have researched and watched
the
whole
it's so
clip,
hard
like,
when all that like circulates are these clips and it's like, yeah, it's hard to get the full context.
But let me just read you what he said to, I guess, the question posed was something along the lines of your opinion of P. Diddy. And he says, certain people are persecuted and maybe not recognized for the greatness that they offer. I don't have anything negative to say about Sean Combs because my experience is not what the world has seen and how he's been misrepresented. I can't, with any sense of humanity, not recognize the valuable contributions that this man has made. Are you kidding me? I mean, are you kidding me? I don't have anything negative to say about Sean Combs because it's not what my experience has been. Okay, so you just don't have any empathy? You have zero empathy for the fact that, like, you can't even consider
Another
the women's perspective of this, and that like just because he didn't rape you can't understand that perspective.
Right.
So zero empathy is what you're trying to tell us. And then I can't with any sense of humanity not recognize the valuable contributions that this man has made. I mean, humanity.
What does music like have to do with humanity?
Exactly. And the fact that you can't see it from this other people's perspective is the lack of humanity.
Yeah.
And it's laughable that you think this monster deserves humanity.
Right.
When he has stripped so many women of theirs.
Yes.
It's just mind-blowing. Every single thing he said, I was just like, go away. Shut up. We don't need to hear your opinion on this.
No.
I mean, what a wild take to be a sympathist of Sean Combs. I just can't. I mean, that's one where it's like, it's been proven he did all of this stuff.
Right.
Like,
and I don't think either that he had the greatest reputation leading up to all this. It's not like we were all shocked.
Exactly. And I think I'm a little sensitive and hot about this. I think because of the Epstein files and all these things that are coming to light. And I'm just so tired of it being ignored.
Yeah.
Like how many predators there are out there, and we just don't take it seriously.
We don't take it seriously.
Insane to
I
me
know.
that like proof is out there.
I know.
It's proven, and we're just like, yep, that's what they do. They're
I
rich
know.
and powerful, so like
I
whatever.
know. And it's this whole and I feel like that it's this whole boys will be boys club thing of it all too. And I feel like this Usher coming out and saying this fits into that whole boys club thing where it's like, yeah, but let me tell you about how great he actually is.
Right.
And this whole idea of like, that's not been my experience with him. It's the same way that Ashton Kutcher talked about Danny Masterson.
Yeah.
It's this whole like, well, that's not my experience. And it's the same thing. We didn't need to hear that from Ashton Kutcher about Danny Masterson.
And to me also, it almost sounds like it's trying to instigate doubt. It's trying to sow seeds of doubt that like, okay, well, I know all of these claims have been made and he's gone through trial and like all this evidence exists, but I don't have that experience. So you can't really be sure because he hasn't done it to every single person he knows.
Yeah.
You know, and it reeks a little bit of like, oh, they're lying.
Yeah.
Most women are lying and they're making these claims
and
up.
that the men are going to protect each other.
Yeah. And there is a point of like, okay, well, they've done all of these other great contributions. So doesn't that cancel out the fact
Absolutely
that they are predators? And which goes back to that, like, women don't matter.
Exactly.
If that's the case, what you're saying to women is that it's okay for you to
you
be
can be
sexually
the cost.
assaulted. Exactly.
You can be the cost of quote unquote greatness.
Right, exactly.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, and like it would not be that way if it was men who were the majority of the people being assaulted.
Exactly.
It's like the low-lying message to women is that like they don't matter.
Right.
Their safety and health and happiness doesn't matter as much as what men want and the achievements they aspire to.
Exactly.
Ugh.
No, I know.
And it just, after a while, it really wears you down.
Absolutely.
You know?
And it's thing after thing after thing. And yeah, like you said, with the Epstein files and now this whole like rape university and like all the men going to that website and drugging and raping their wives online. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What is happening?
With no consequence ever, the message to all women and girls is, it's okay for this to happen.
Yeah.
Just accept it because this is what life is.
Yeah.
And men are allowed to do whatever they want.
And there's this idea that like they can't help it, so stop trying to stop them.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah.
It's just the natural order of things.
Right.
That's the messaging that we're getting. It's crazy.
It is. It's insane. It's insane. And it's gotten worse in the past couple of years.
I know.
I feel like all progress is just full stopped.
I know.
And now we're regressing. But yeah, those two things in particular, I was just like, man, I was like, why is this making me so mad? And I think it's because it's been happening so often lately,
right?
Especially the Epstein files, where it's just like, I don't even know why, but because it does. I feel defeated because it's like, yeah, I don't know what we thought was going to happen once these came out. Obviously, no one gives a shit.
Right. And that's the most frustrating part, is that things like this come to light, particularly something like the Epstein files. And yeah, you're right. Nothing gets done. Yeah. No one is held accountable. Nothing happens. I mean, I know there's been a couple of rogue arrests here and there overseas, and like supposedly some things are in motion or whatever, but it's like at the end of the day, nothing has happened.
Yeah.
And the only person that's in jail is a woman.
Right.
And I'm not saying she doesn't deserve to be there, but by God, we got her, didn't we?
Yeah, and she's going to burn at the stake.
Yeah.
Sure. I know, and like, again, I don't like this I don't take a man
I don't like this podcast. That's what it's. I don't like this podcast. We're moving on.
That's the bite. That's the clip. Clip it. I'm not a quote unquote man hater. I don't take a man hating position of feminism at all.
No, we try not to anyway.
But at the same time, I'm like, where are all the non-predatory men when these things are happening? They should be the ones like, stand up and put his ass in jail. Take all these people down. You were the ones with power.
You know what they're doing? They're just popping up and going, not all men.
Yes,
and then going back underground.
And then turning a blind and
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
like, we need you. We need the ones with the power to wield it a little bit.
Yeah.
And take these predators down.
Help us.
Do something.
Yes.
Yeah. And then maybe we won't be so mad all the time.
I know. Yeah. Not all men doesn't help. That helps nothing.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't absolve you of anything, and it doesn't move the needle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not all men equals all lives matter.
Yeah, it
really does.
It's giving all lives matter. It's
absolutely,
like,
it is.
It's not all men.
Right.
That's obvious.
Right.
It's kind of understood that, like, sure, not every single man is worthless.
But we need a movement to protect women.
Yes, exactly.
So you need to be part of the movement.
Yeah.
If you're part of Not All Men, you need to be part of the movement. Right. Do something. All right, we got to move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for taking us through that. That was I enjoyed that. Okay, let's move into a quick reality check before we get into our pop culture queen of the month.
Whoop whoop.
Okay, so obviously, let me get my notes up here. Did you see the leaked reunion audio?
Well, I listened to some of it and then I stopped listening because I was like, I don't want to ruin the reunion for myself.
In the audio, Amanda and West are very like just defensive, and Sierra's calling her a snake, and like it was pretty salacious. So. Yeah,
not what I thought for sure that they were not going to take the defensive route, because that seems risky and like not going to go in your favor.
Did you see Jesse Solomon on
Watch What Happens Live?
Yeah, and because he spilled
some beans.
Yeah, he did. I was surprised. I was surprised that he said as much as he did. But
yeah, me too.
He was like, I'm pretty sure Wes is going to come in combative.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he is.
I mean, I could see that about West.
Yeah.
Amanda, you have no leg to stand on with this.
No.
Like, you just have to apologize till the end of time.
I know.
You can't get defensive. How could you defend what you did?
No, I know. And in this most recent episode, that scene where she's sitting with Sierra and she says, I see you.
Oh,
you are so loved and you deserve so much more respect than what you get. You truly do. Like, comforting her. Oh my God.
And watching the scenes back now, because it was probably already happening at this point.
I know.
You watch it so differently with a different lens now.
Yeah.
You're like, oof, not good.
Yeah. And then West, this is the scene too where I was like, this is so diabolical if they were already hooking up. The scene where they go to that like dog thing, I think.
Yes.
West and Amanda's conversation about Sierra.
Yes.
They have a conversation about how he made out with that other girl
Yeah.
or whatever right
In
next
front
to
of her.
Sierra.
Yeah.
And I just wrote here, if something was going on, it's so diabolical for them to have that conversation on camera knowing that they're sleeping together, or even if they weren't sleeping together yet, that there's something going on between the two of them.
It's so calculated.
Because it's 100% performative.
Right, and you know that they had to talk about that
Before.
She had to be like, I'm going to come up to you and talk about how what you did was wrong
Yes.
to Sierra, so we could kind of like insane. I mean, that's next level.
Yes.
Diabolical is the perfect word.
Yes.
Ugh.
Oh my God.
I mean, it would be such. I'm trying not to drop F-bombs, but it would be such a mind fuck if you were Sierra.
Oh
to
my
watch
God,
all
I
this
know.
play out. How would you trust
Yeah.
anybody ever again? It'd
And
be
that's
so
where
hard.
that's where the whole, it's not the crime, it's the cover up. I mean, it's both, but the cover up is just so calculated and intentional. And
gaslighting of like,
oh my God, the
it's just like,
gaslighting.
dude.
And it's one of those things where I'm sure we'll never know exactly what the timeline
yeah.
is or was, but
Yeah, that Jesse was like, they went out. What was it that they lied and went out to brunch, and then Kyle and I saw them, didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
And we just saw them having brunch together. It's just like,
after they all went to brunch together, Amanda and
Yeah.
Wes went somewhere else together
weird.
and then got caught.
So bizarre.
Like idiots. I mean, I
know.
just, like, what?
You guys aren't even good at this.
No. I mean,
And
crazy.
they know. The fact that you just think you can do all that and like get away with it, and then
Yeah.
nobody's gonna notice it.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can't wait for the reunion.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Also, why is Dara in the reunion?
I don't know. Is she on there?
Yeah, she was on the seating chart.
Oh, she was.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Like, okay. I don't know.
Mm.
Sure.
Maybe they just wanted more hot girls on the stage.
Yeah. I mean, she'll probably just come in for, you know how they
Yeah.
do, like, they just come in for a
minute.
couple minutes, but.
Oh,
Shooby-dooby.
Shooby-dooby. Did you watch the first Beverly Hills reunion?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, also, did you see Sierra got Dancing with the Stars?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
She's getting her.
Having her glow up moment.
Yeah.
She'll probably be on Broadway next, or
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, is she going to be, what's the role they all do?
Roxy Hart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Roxy Hart. That's the Bravo
It is
Broadway
It
role.
really is.
I know.
You're on Dancing with the Stars, and then you're Roxy Hart, and then
your arc's complete.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, too funny. Okay. Let's move on to the reunion. Also, speaking of something that all Bravo people do, why is everyone DJing? Erica's DJing now. Erica, Dorinda, Meredith,
I don't
Kyle,
know. It must be pretty easy.
Sonia.
We should start DJing.
I
Promote
mean,
the
clearly.
pod. It can't be that hard.
It's obviously not. Oh my God.
I also love that Bose asked her to DJ the wedding. It's going to be awkward for Dorit. Dorit's just going to be standing in the corner not dancing to the DJ set at the wedding.
Bose's reunion look was slay.
Yeah, it was intense. It was a look.
Oh my God. I loved it. And I love that she just like, no one else held a candle to her.
Yeah, I wasn't super impressed by I really disliked Sutton's. I
Yeah.
liked Kyle's. It was simple, but I kind of liked it, like the white and black collar. But the other ones, I don't even really remember what they look like.
I liked Dorit's dress. The color kind of washed her out a little bit. They must
Yeah.
have had a neutral color palette because they were all like neutral
Creams and
creams,
browns,
browns. But yeah, okay. So what happened? Let's see.
I feel like the first episode of the reunion is always kind of
Like a little
Soft,
underwhelming.
yeah.
Oh, well, Amanda kind of had her hot seat
yeah.
moment.
What are they talking about with Amanda though?
She had like her hot seat moment where they like showed her like constantly talking about chastising her about emasculating her husband.
Oh, right,
And always
right,
talking
right.
about how she's the breadwinner and she makes more money than him, and about how she's always mentioning the labels. And it's one of those things too where with Amanda, it's hard because I think she really wants to come off as this woman who's empowering women. And I'm not saying that she doesn't think that's what she's doing. I don't know if it is though.
Yeah.
It's a tough one for me.
She's a very tricky one for me too, because on one hand, I do think her classes are probably bogus.
Yeah.
But are women also like paying for them? And I mean,
is it actually helping them? That's what I don't know.
Not. That's the thing. It's like, I think she thinks
they are.
Exactly. And I think she truly does
believes
think
that. Yeah.
But I don't think she realizes that like taking a bunch of money from women to teach them manifestation, which they can literally do with no lesson whatsoever,
right,
is not good for women,
right,
in general,
right.
But like, are these women adults and of sound mind buying these classes that they want to take?
Right.
Sure. But it's also like the fact that she thinks she's making a difference is not quite reality.
Right.
And I don't think any of them have explained that to her.
No.
Correctly.
Not really. I mean, Bose kind of got there at the
right.
end of this one when they were talking about comparing kind of what they do with the online stuff.
Because you can't say that to her without it really insulting her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think they're all kind of like trying not to be like, your classes are bogus.
Right.
Because they're like, not really doing anything for anybody.
Yeah, you're not really providing a tangible takeaway, or because that's where Bose came in, and she's like, I'm teaching them how to negotiate a salary and like actual skills to be used in the corporate world.
Right.
You know, and she's like, I also, because I used to teach this at Harvard, and so now I provide it for women who can't go to Harvard.
Right, exactly.
It's not about making money. And so, yeah, and I agree with Amanda on, you know, because she kind of was trying to defend her, you know, they're like, what about women who choose to stay home and raise their children? Because, you know, she got heat for saying about Dorit, well, she chose to outsource her financial well-being to a man and it didn't go well.
Yeah.
Which is not a kind thing to say.
Yeah.
And Dorit's like,
very catty the way she said it. It's just like, okay.
And, you know, Dorit's like, PK was filing bankruptcy when we met. Everything we built together. And then Amanda kind of pivoted and said, well, I think women should know what's going on with the money. And I agree 100%. Yeah. You know, neither party in a partnership like that should be blind as to what's going on with your finances. Absolutely. So, I mean, I agree with her on that, but I do think, and this is something we talk about too with these double standards of things, like, I do think it's important for women to build something for themselves and have their own stream of income. And, you know, if not at the very least, you know what's going on. But I do think she was a little, just in the same way that I don't think men who make the money in a relationship should be going around saying, I make all the money, I make all the money, I make all the money. I don't think women need to do that either.
No, I don't think it's that helpful. It's obnoxious, if nothing else.
Yeah.
It's just like, I get what you think. Again,
I understand what she's trying to do.
The mark.
Yeah,
where it's
agreed.
just like, I get that you're trying to be like, women should be proud about the fact that they make the money. Yeah, but it's like, maybe that's the problem, is that like making the money shouldn't be the sense of pride in the relationship on either party.
Exactly.
It's just something that we both do.
Exactly.
You know, and it's like, I understand that we're at this point of history where it's like, it is significant for a woman to make the money.
Sure.
But like, you don't have to be obnoxious about it.
No.
And like, although I have a little bit of sympathy for Amanda, and that like, I think she just kind of misunderstood the assignment too of the show.
Yeah.
I think they're a little hard on her about the product placement and the labels, because like, they all do that.
Yeah.
It's just they didn't want to see a newbie come in and do it.
Yeah.
It's like, you have to earn your right to be like, oh yes, I'm rich as fuck.
Right.
And
I mean,
all
if
this
we think
expensive
Jennifer
stuff.
Tilly didn't come in being like,
right,
oh, this is Cartier, and this
I
is,
mean,
you know, this
Rachel's
is my $40,000 bear.
Rachel Zoe does it with everything.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a stylist, so I guess it's like, it's what she does for a living.
Right.
But it's like, I think she was just trying to like play the game.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like she gets a little too much flack for that.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, overall, she'll definitely be back. I mean, that's the kind of season you want to have.
Yeah.
I mean, people definitely had strong reactions to her, and that's what you want.
Yeah. I think she didn't crumble either.
Uh-uh.
I think she's like strong enough to take it, and like,
well, and
I
that
guess
was the
there's
other
one thing. They're like, well, you act like the victim. I get that.
And
but
she does kind of do that a little bit.
Yeah.
And we talked about that in previous episodes, where she does the whole like, I'm just going to be emotionally regulated and I don't feel safe.
Yeah.
And, you know,
very,
I
like,
can't, this isn't the place for that. And I think they kind of said that. Yeah. That was really all that happened, I feel like.
Yeah, there wasn't. I mean, you could tell they're heating up to a blowout with Dorit
and Kyle and Erica.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll stay tuned for that. All right, moving on to the Valley before we get into our pop culture queen.
Oh, yeah.
I had a couple of notes here. Let's see. Okay. The salon girl showing up to the singles night was just top tier television. And the editing on these shows is just so great. When they're in the salon and she's just like listening to the conversation, you can just see her just like, so thirsty. Like, let me get in here.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the best.
And it just makes you wonder, like, did they just show up and strike gold at that place with that girl, and then they just like
probably
we're going with this?
Yes, probably.
They just show up and like, oh my God, the thirstiest girl alive just happens to work here. Great.
Yeah, I
or
think
do you
so.
think they were like, hey, we know this really thirsty girl from somewhere else. Why don't you?
No,
it's not like that,
I think
is it?
they just got lucky. Yeah, absolutely. Which is hilarious. I just said you knew she was getting an in before they even brought it up. Yeah. The way she just kept staring at them, trying to interject herself in the conversation was gold.
Don't be surprised if I show up.
Yeah.
Oh, she's showing
and you
up.
knew. I mean, even before she said that, I'm like, she's getting in. Like somehow she's getting an invite to something. And then I thought it was interesting too, just the way that Lala and Michelle treated her. Like, it was funny, but it was also kind of giving Mean Girl energy a little bit of like, and I get it. It's funny. Okay. Like, it's a 30-second scene in this episode, but it just kind of speaks to this larger picture of this competition thing between women. And even though neither one of them were necessarily like the romantic interest with Tom, they clearly like wanted their friend to be with him. And it just was giving like Mean Girl competition energy where it's like
it looked bad on them, honestly. It's like, you're older.
Yeah.
It's weird to me that you wouldn't be like, oh, this poor girl.
Yeah.
Instead, you're like, get this girl out of here. It makes you look immature. It makes Lala feel like defensive, like, get away from my friend. Like, okay, she's obviously not a threat. She's like 21 years old. She just wants to be on television. Like, you should feel bad for her.
Yeah.
And maybe be like, hey, like, give
just
her some
like
guidance
be
or
kind.
Just,
Like, this girl is not a threat. That's the thing.
No.
It's like always women seeing other women as threats and like competition and like just accept her for the 15 minutes that she's standing here.
Yeah. And not to psychoanalyze too much, but you know what it says, that reaction to Lala? It says, that used to be me and I'm embarrassed.
Yes.
So it's like, it's showing your own insecurity and then you're
Absolutely.
projecting it on them. Like, I used to be just like that.
I used to be a thirst monster too.
And now I'm seeing myself in her and I'm like, oh God. And instead of just being like the bigger person and
instead of embracing your
I'm not
past
like that
self.
anymore. I'm older and wiser now. Yeah. It's weird.
Let me treat you with some kindness because I can empathize.
Right.
Nope. Absolutely
I know.
not.
I have problem with Lala, but you know that from.
And they were not only, but they also knew that she could hear them, and it's like they wanted to make her feel stupid.
Yeah,
it was like whole like. It wasn't just them saying mean stuff about her behind her back. They're doing it right there in front of her, intentionally trying to embarrass her and make her feel stupid.
Yeah,
it was really immature.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting, the date between Luke and Kristen. Because obviously in the last episode we talked about, the insensitivity of Luke and pressuring sex in the first 3 months after postpartum. And obviously there is a lot more to it than that. It's not just about sex. There's some like very deep feelings obviously on his part that he's harboring about, moving across country,
sacrifices
and not
that he's
supported.
made.
Yeah. So I thought it was great that they kind of went into that a little bit. I don't know if I would say I have more sympathy for Luke. I do think that, like, yes, both people deserve to be acknowledged in that very sensitive time. But I also feel like maybe those things are played out in not the right way, and they need to go to therapy.
No, absolutely. And I think it's something as women, I think this is a very common thing that happens, especially with new parents. And both people have the right to have the sacrifices that they've made to be acknowledged and the way that their life has changed to be acknowledged. I think the hard part is, as women, our lives change in a much more drastic way always, I think.
Yeah.
And so it can make those conversations difficult because it doesn't mean that your partner doesn't deserve to be heard, and it doesn't mean that they haven't also made sacrifices. But I think it can be difficult as the mother to allow that grace for your partner.
Yeah.
And I think too, especially in a dynamic like they have, which a lot of people have, this heterosexual dynamic, you know, she's nursing, she's at home with the baby. And, you know, he said a couple things like when he was in the garage with Dark Side Danny, and he said, you know, I've only been fishing a couple of times. Luke, your baby is 3 months old. I think sometimes women's lives change so much on a dime instantly. And it's like when he was talking about how I need to keep some sense of myself, like it's been 3 months. You're not going fishing anytime soon, Luke. There are certain things that I think maybe he didn't think all the way through, or just sometimes you just don't realize until you do it and you have the kid that it's like, oh, maybe my expectations for how quickly I was going to resume my previous life were unrealistic. And also, you're never going to fully resume your previous life.
Right. The fact that you thought that it was just going to go back to normal is insane.
Right.
Like, you have no other friends who are parents who have talked to you at all about what to expect? Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's just a little tone deaf, all of the things he was saying in his defense, where it's just like, I get that, like, yeah, you're allowed to be struggling a little bit too.
Your feelings are valid about,
but also buck up, guy.
Like,
you're a dad now, and you gotta fucking show up in a different way. Yeah, it was hard. It was hard because I was like, there was a moment where I was like, okay, yeah, I get it.
He
like,
clearly has me when he was talking about how he moved to LA, and I think we've known that he didn't really want to do that. He'd rather be in Colorado in the mountains with his family, and that he made that sacrifice for Kristen. Sure. And that's a valid thing to have feelings about.
You don't get to use that, though.
Exactly.
You don't get to then say, oh, I sacrificed this for you. Like, well, it shouldn't have been a sacrifice.
Right.
You chose to do this.
Right.
You don't get to call it a sacrifice now because you're feeling a little bad post that post.
Yes.
Like,
no, I agree 100%. And I also think it was hard to hear Kristen talking about how he kind of alluded to the fact that he might leave her when she was pregnant.
And like, you don't think that has lasting effect?
Right. And again,
that part I was just like, you've got to be kidding me.
I know.
That like when your wife was pregnant and you were having a hard time, that you also didn't see that coming either.
No,
like,
and I think that's a tough one because I don't know that we're privy to like exactly what they're talking about, other than like her kind of being nutso in the first trimester. Yeah.
What did you think was gonna happen? Like, yeah, I just wanted to be like, how do I say this in the correct way? I want to say, I'm sorry, dude. Buck up. You're a grown man. You're a dad now. Like,
I know.
And I was a little disappointed too in Danny, of course, when they had that conversation of being like, maybe you need to be a little bit more real with your friend and be like, hey, man, yeah, life's different. You really got to step up in a way maybe you weren't ready for, but you got to be ready now. So like
maybe in a few years you can go fishing. Like,
yeah,
when
I'm sorry your life isn't exactly what you want it to be all the time. Like, you also don't have a human attached to you.
Exactly.
Like, you can get up and leave and do whatever because you don't have a human being physically dependent on your body.
That's the part that I think makes it hard for the woman when the men are saying things like that. It's like, if you are choosing to mostly breastfeed, you do feel like a prisoner.
Yeah, and even if you are feeding with formula, I would imagine there's just a mental prison that you're in where it's like, yes, I know I can leave the house and my baby will be fed with formula, but like, I feel so emotionally attached to this thing that I don't want to leave. And like, you're just gonna have to give me as much time as I need. To move on from that.
That's right. And that's not even including the physical trauma to your body and the physical changes of your body that men don't have to deal with. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to sit here and invalidate new fathers' experiences. I know it's hard for them too, but I'm just saying that's what makes those conversations so difficult to navigate. Is because it doesn't feel like a level playing field.
And it doesn't
it's not.
It doesn't sound like he's being sympathetic enough. Like he's not weighing the things correctly.
Yes.
And it feels a little bit like wah.
Yes.
My life
poor
isn't.
Me.
Yeah.
It's a little
like,
poor me.
Yeah, it's quite a bit poor me.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and Danny with his stupid male feeding Bess as if that's helping his wife at all. Get out of here. It would have been one thing if he would have just presented it as like this kind of funny thing, but in his confessional, he's all like, oh, my wife works so hard. If there's anything I can do to like take something off her plate. Yeah. That's not taking anything off her plate, Danny.
So I'm going to make this joke for 10 minutes. Right. She's like, can I just feed the baby, please? You're wasting time.
And like, then in her confessional, I feel like she was just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's again missing the boat entirely.
Again, he's the worst.
Oh, but then that whole meeting with the boys.
Oh, over Danny and Jason's beef with Janet and all that.
I just want to be like, again, Danny, I get that the problem is you think sexual assault is too harsh of a term for what happened. But I'm sorry, you touched her inappropriately. Yeah. It's technically sexual assault. You just have to
At the very
least,
what you did. It's sexual harassment.
Yes.
And you're getting too bogged down in the terminology.
Exactly. And it's just like, you're still... At the end of the day, what I feel is you're still trying to defend what you did.
Right.
Or just
or like, at least downplay it.
Yeah, or at least just be like, I apologize. You didn't, I don't think you, I mean, yes, he apologized. I don't remember exactly how it all went down.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I think he did apologize. And part of what he was mad about is that he had apologized and Jasmine and Melissa had kind of like moved on, and it was them stirring it up again.
Which, like, I guess I can kind of understand that, where it's like it should have happened. The people involved should be the only people involved,
I guess.
But I guess that, like, if you're in a friend group though, and like he's continuing to do weird stuff and making people feel inappropriate,
right? And I think as much as Janet is annoying, and we haven't agreed with everything she's done, and she's been a little bit wild. You know, and I think Jason said this in the meeting, he's right, and she would be right to feel this way. Like, if you're doing stuff like that, you have to have the expectation that women who then are going to be around you might feel uncomfortable with certain things that you're doing.
Right.
You know, like when he went in the pantry and closed the door when she was in there. Now, I'm not saying she's not exaggerating that, you know, to make a thing about it. But, yeah, if you are hanging out in a group of people and you know a guy has gotten drunk and sexually harassed people in your friend group, I wouldn't want to be around that guy. It has larger implications than the isolated incident.
Yeah.
And you can't expect people to like never have feelings about that, right. Especially women.
And then I think he was inordinately mad and misdirected anger at Jason.
Yes.
For the like very mild blow up that he had on the reunion.
Yes.
I was like, dude,
he called him a clown.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, get over it.
So insulted.
Yeah.
By the fact that he called him a clown. Like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, get over it.
You are a clown.
Yeah, you are.
Dark side Danny, the clown.
Yeah, you literally acted like a clown at your party doing the whole cowboy shtick for way too long. Like, you're a clown, bro. Also, get over it. Like,
yeah. No, I agree. Get over it. And I am disappointed in Kristen and Luke for being so loyal to.
I know.
What is that like?
They're weird. I think Luke's a weirdo. The more I get to know him, the more I'm just like, I think you're misdirected in so many of the things you do. Like that whole, he called Jason into that meeting.
Yeah.
Like, have you apologized? Are you making any efforts to, like, what? Why are you even involved?
I think he just wants the guys to be able to hang out. You know what I mean? Like he just doesn't want to deal with he wants everybody to be able to hang out and like not have to.
But he's like two on their side. Like
I agree 100%.
He wants everybody to hang out, but he also it's a little vigilante.
Yes.
Where it's like I'm going to swoop in and solve this problem by like forcing him to like apologize.
Yeah.
It's just like sit down, dude.
Yeah. Again, we don't need your opinion on this.
Yeah. Again, you're done. Just please stop.
Okay, we have to move on.
Yes.
Okay, so we are getting into the weeds now with our pop culture queen of the month.
Woo-woo. Drum roll, please.
Drum roll. Less cringy. Teyana Taylor.
Pew, pew, pew.
Okay, there's only 9 pages of notes, so no worries. Okay, so we chose Teyana Taylor, she has really had an amazing career. She's multi-talented. She has a hand in so many different things. As most of you probably know, she recently won the Golden Globe for her portrayal of Perfidia in the, reminds me.
One Battle After Another?
No, but remind me the director. Or the
Paul Thomas Anderson.
Paul Thomas Anderson film, One Battle After Another. She was actually nominated across all 5 award bodies, which is, I mean, it's impressive. And it was a great role. Good movie. Okay, so we'll start with a little bit of her background and just kind of go through her career. She's done so much. So she is a multi-talented American singer, songwriter, actress, model, dancer, choreographer, and music video director. She was born December 10th, 1990 in Harlem, New York to Nikki Taylor and Tito Smith. She is of African American and Trinidadian descent. She is her mother's only daughter, and her mother is her manager.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. So just some early influence. She was really immersed in Harlem's creative culture. She began singing in local competitions at age 9 and was influenced by artists like Lauryn Hill and Michael Jackson. I know you like Lauryn Hill.
I do.
Yeah. And, you know, we like, you know, it's like, are we allowed to say it? We do like Michael Jackson's music. So.
I mean, everybody likes Michael
I know.
Jackson's music.
What are you going to do? Okay, so her early career, what they refer to as like her industry break, was at age 15, she choreographed Beyonce's Ring the Alarm music video.
No way.
Yes.
At 15?
At 15. So according to interviews on a podcast, Beyonce's team initially contacted Taylor because Beyonce wanted to learn the chicken noodle soup dance, which was a massive viral sensation in Harlem at the time. Taylor was already known locally as a dance legend. So when Taylor arrived to teach the dance, she didn't just show Beyonce the basic steps, but she treated it like a high-level professional session. She brought her own creative flair and kind of suggested different aesthetic directions. And Beyonce reportedly looked at her and said, "She's a star."
Nice. She does have just like
the star power.
Quality,
yeah, absolutely. And this initial meeting led Beyonce to book her for the Ring the Alarm music video. And while Taylor was not the only choreographer involved, she was given a significant creative voice to add her own sequences and extra layer to the visuals. And it was a major catalyst for her career, leading directly to her signing with Pharrell Williams' Star Trek Entertainment shortly after. And it established a lifetime mentorship with Beyonce. So, yeah.
I mean, what more could you ask for?
I know.
Beyonce to be your mentor? Like,
and
get
like
real.
Beyonce, like reaching out and being like, I want this girl to teach me this dance. And then just being like, she's a star.
At 15?
At 15. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Okay, let's see. So yeah, that established her professional credibility at a legendary level before she was even really old enough to drive. It caught the attention of industry giants like Jay-Z and Pharrell, leading directly to her first record deal with Star Trek Entertainment in 2007. So she was signed with Pharrell Williams' Star Trek Entertainment, and when she really like gained national fame was when she was on MTV's My Super Sweet 16 in 2007. So tell me what you remember.
I loved that show.
I did too.
I mean, it was like one of those shows. I think I was too young to like love it because I just like really wanted to be one of those kids with one of those parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember she doesn't seem 16. I remember she had big hair at the time and she was just like so cool.
Yeah.
Like a lot of those kids on that show, I remember just being like spoiled.
What a brat.
Brats. And she was just like, I mean, I think she came in with just like attitude and personality and you were like, dang, she's cool.
She's cool. Yeah. She is often remembered for her confident entrance in a life-size Barbie box.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's right. Oh, man. Yeah, because she was like art directing the whole thing. Which,
yeah.
I know a lot of the kids are like, I want this and I want that. But hers felt very like
intentional and yeah. Okay. So the significance of that was it put her just on a larger map and more eyeballs on her. And she kind of transitioned from like a local Harlem legend to a national TV personality. And it's crediting that for introducing her skater girl aesthetic. to
Yes.
pop culture.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she definitely, like, a lot of girls in that show were like, princess.
Yeah.
And she was like, no.
Yeah, the
I have
cool skater
personal
girl.
style,
And I
yeah.
feel like that was like skater girls were having a moment at that time.
Yeah, Avril Lavigne,
Yeah.
I think, was still, like, the reigning skater girl.
For sure. Okay, so then in 2008, through the Star Trek Entertainment label, she released Google Me, the lead single from her mixtape From a Planet Called Harlem. It peaked at number 90 on the charts. And despite the song launching her music career, Taylor has expressed mixed feelings about it in later years. In a 2014 interview with The Fader, she admitted that the track felt like it made her a joke early on, noting she didn't want to record it but was encouraged by her label to try it. She stated that hearing the song in professional settings often made her want to blend into the chair because it didn't represent her mature artistic vision. So she was with that label for a while, and then she ended up signing with Good Music Era, which was a Kanye West label. So after 6 years with Star Trek, she made a statement saying, I officially got my release from Star Trek Interscope. I've been signed with them for 6 years, and there's a lot of stuff that comes with the industry. I just needed you to push for me more. You let everyone mishandle me. I signed to you, and you let everyone get in the way and everyone break us apart. You didn't protect me. And I guess there was like a little bit of like Jay-Z didn't want her to leave the label group. And obviously she had that mentorship with Beyonce. So that might have caused a little bit of uncomfortability there. She did remain amicable with Pharrell, calling her time there a quote unquote blessing that taught her about the industry. So following a brief period as an independent artist where she released the mixtape, The Misunderstanding of Teyana Taylor, she officially signed with Kanye West's Good Music on June 14th of 2012. Her path to the label began during a 2010 studio session for Kanye West's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Determined to be on the album, she hummed along to his tracks until he noticed her voice, eventually contributing to Dark Fantasy and Hell of a Life. Upon signing, Taylor referred to herself as the label's spoiled brat because she was the only female artist on the roster at the time, joining stars like Pusha T and Big Sean. Her signing was followed by her appearance on the Good Music compilation album Cruel Summer in 2012, where she received high praise for her duet Bliss with John Legend. And then some other major releases with that label were the albums Seven in 2014, KTSE in 2018, and The Album in 2020, which debuted in the Billboard 200 Top 10. She also starred in the iconic 2016 music video for Kanye West's Fade, showcasing her viral choreography. So in those 8 years that she was with Kanye West's label, which was like, it's kind of hard to understand how all of these like labels work. I think they were sort of like an umbrella. They were underneath the umbrella of Def Jam, but it's like kind of its own thing with Kanye West, but like under the larger umbrella of Def Jam Recordings. I'm not totally clear on like how all of that works. Yeah. But for those 8 years that she was with Kanye's like branch of that, she frequently expressed feeling undervalued and underappreciated by the machine behind her. She felt she was putting in 110% effort while the label only provided 10% reciprocation in terms of promotion and support. So then in December of 2020, she announced her retirement from music, and I think she was trying to sort of part ways with Kanye's label. And this is when she really started to transition more into acting and film. Oh. And so by mid-2025, we're going to jump forward a little bit, she did officially part ways with Kanye's branch of the record label. And I don't think she did a ton with music in those few years when she announced her quote-unquote retirement. And then she did end up signing just under the larger umbrella of Def Jam.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of what happened there, because she did have an album release, Escape Room, in 2025, but that was out from underneath Kanye at that point.
Gotcha. That does sound familiar.
Yeah.
Escape Room for some reason. Not surprising she wanted to leave Kanye's.
Well, but it's interesting because she speaks
very highly of him.
Yes, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But she described the new dynamic of being just under the Def Jam label as a whole as having blown up on their ass, asserting that her career is now strictly on her own terms. So I think it gave her more creative control. And despite the professional split from Kanye's imprint, is what they kept calling it, Taylor has consistently maintained that she harbors no ill will toward West. And in 2026 interview with Vanity Fair, she stated they're on good terms and that she remains a true friend who is not afraid to give him honest feedback privately, which we'll talk more about later. So then she starts to transition into film. I mean, she's been doing acting and gigs since as early as like 2010. She really started to get into more serious roles after she kind of retired, quote unquote, from music. So before her major breakout, she built her resume with roles that often leaned into her dance talents and background in hip hop culture. In 2010, she was in Stomp the Yard, Homecoming.
Nice.
Which I think there's a lot of those movies. I don't know like where it is in the succession, but then she was in Honey, Rise Up and Dance.
Nice.
And then Tyler Perry collaboration. She starred Sabrina in Medea's Big Happy Family. And then she held recurring roles in series like Star and Hit the Floor. Her dramatic breakthrough came in 2023. It was a turning point in her acting career with A.V. Rockwell's 1001. Did you ever see this? I didn't either. She starred as Ines de la Paz, a mother who kidnaps her son from the foster care system in 1990s Harlem. I bet that's really good. Yeah, I want to watch it. The film won the Grand Jury Prize at the Sundance Film Festival. Taylor received universal praise for her emotionally muscular performance, earning the National Board of Review Award for Breakthrough Performance. Critics noted that this was the first time she was truly recognized as a major dramatic talent rather than just a multi-hyphenate artist.
Emotionally muscular.
Emotionally muscular. So then 2025 to 2026 is where she's really starting to reach A-list status. By 2025, Taylor solidified her place as a prestigious actress through high-profile collaborations, starring in Paul Thomas Anderson's critically acclaimed film as Perfidia Beverly Hills. She won the Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actress. And again, she was nominated across all 5 award bodies, which is really cool. She's currently starring in, I think it's still going on, All's Fair, the Ryan Murphy legal drama alongside alongside Glenn Close and Sarah Paulson. Yeah. We talked about that a little bit. I did not continue to watch it. Did you?
No.
Yeah.
Unwatchable.
Yeah. Sorry.
Teyana.
Not great. And then Taylor has expanded her film transition into directing, now moving from music videos to feature-length cinema. Her feature directorial debut for Paramount Pictures is a film called Get Light, starring Storm Reed, and it is scheduled for a spring 2027 release. She has described her move into directing as being fully in control of the narrative and lens. So awards and recognition. So we already talked about this, where she achieved the rare, they call it the Grand Slam, during the 2026 awards season, becoming the only actress in 2026 for Best Supporting Actress across all 5 major film award bodies. So that's the Oscars, the BAFTAs, the Golden Globes, the Actor, quote unquote, SAG Awards, and the Critics' Choice. Taylor's performance as a resilient member of a revolutionary group was widely praised for its depth and vulnerability. During her Golden Globe acceptance speech, she dedicated the win to her brown sisters, stating that our softness is not a liability and our light does not need permission to shine.
Snaps to that.
Snaps. Taylor was a dominant force at the 2026 NAACP Image Awards, leading the nominations with 6 nods across film, television, and music. She won Outstanding Supporting Actress in a limited series or TV movie for her role as Straw in the Netflix film Straw. Did you ever watch that?
No. Oh, wait. Did I? What's it about?
I don't remember exactly. I just remember it popping up like the preview, the advertisement, and I remember reading the description and being like, "Oh, I should watch that," and then I never did.
I think that's what happened with me too, because it sounds very familiar.
So nominations for 2026: Entertainer of the Year, Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Motion Picture, Outstanding Female Artist, and Outstanding Music Video Visual Album for Escape Room, which is what she released in 2025. Outstanding Soul R&B Song for Bed of Roses. She won the Golden Globe. the National Board of Review in 2023. She won Breakthrough Performance for 1001. She is a 2-time winner of the Video Director of the Year 2020 and 2023 under her pseudonym Spike Tay. That was the BET Awards. MTV Video Music Awards, won Best Choreography in 2017 for the Fade music video. She's received a nomination for Best R&B Album in 2025 for Escape Room at the Grammys. Billboard Women in Music, honored with the Visionary Award for her career-spanning impact on culture.
I remember that Fade video.
Yeah.
She looked insanely hot in that video. It was crazy.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. She's also making waves in fashion. Okay? So she's literally doing it all. She has her hand in every pot. She's doing it all. Taylor's influence on the fashion world is as significant as her career in music and film. She is widely regarded as a cultural icon and visionary whose personal style, ranging from high fashion couture to bold streetwear, sets global trends. She won a Vanguard Spotlight Award in 2026. She was honored at the 28th Annual Costume Designers Guild Awards for being a trailblazer who ignites the imaginations of both industry professionals and audiences alike. She hosted the prestigious CFDA Fashion Awards in 2025, where she famously rotated through 4 different custom Tom Brown looks during the evening. She also was appointed as the U.S. Creative Director for the global brand Pretty Little Thing in late 2020. She has designed multiple collections and launched a Designer of the Year competition to mentor emerging young creatives.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That should be a television show.
Yeah, it should be.
I'd watch that.
She's done collaborations with Air Jordan and previously co-designed popular footwear with Adidas Originals, the Harlem GLC, and Reebok, including the all-red Reebok Question Mid Primal Red. She's definitely had recognition for best dress lists, for the red carpet, most notably for her sculptural, that's a hard word. Sculptural Tom Brown sequin gown at the SAG Awards and her Y2K inspired Schiaparelli gown at the Golden Globes.
The brown one was really beautiful.
Yeah. Her 2025 Met Gala look, a custom Marc Jacobs pinstripe suit and floor-length Harlem Rose cape, was widely cited by critics as one of the best Met Gala ensembles of all time.
Oh, let's just look that up.
Yeah, look that up.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That's pretty epic.
It's like also kind of giving Mad Hatter, but like in a good way.
Yeah. It's very dapper. Oh, with the full, you gotta get
yeah,
the full
that's
look
incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a statement.
Yeah, that's a look. So that's what she's been up to, which is a lot.
A lot, yeah.
I mean, she's so accomplished.
And doesn't she have like 3 or 4 kids too?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't.
No, that's fine. It's just like she's doing all that and being a mom.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into a couple of her controversies, challenges, per se. Okay, so just some challenges, with her labels over the years. Creative challenges, not feeling appreciated, not feeling like she had control over her creative destiny. So she made the moves she needed to make to rectify that. Following her Golden Globe win, she addressed online critics who claimed her character in one battle after another was over-sexualized. Did you see some of this stuff?
No, not really.
I saw a little bit of it, and I mean, people are always going to have something to say.
Yeah.
I'm
curious to hear what she had to say about that, though.
Yeah, so I have her response here. So some online critics and film commentators argued that her character was over-sexualized or leaned into the strong black woman trope. Critics suggested that the film's gritty aesthetic and Taylor's powerful physique were used to create a character that focused more on her toughness and physical appeal than her internal emotional life. Some felt the role echoed familiar cinematic archetypes rather than breaking new ground for black female leads in prestige drama. So she addressed this directly in a widely cited February 2026 cover story for Vanity Fair. During her press tour, and her response centered on 3 main points. So, humanizing the hardness. She argued that Perfidia's hardness was a survival mechanism, not a lack of depth. She stated that her goal was to show the softness within the strength, noting that Black women are often denied the right to be vulnerable on screen. She defended her creative choices, explaining that she worked closely with director Paul Thomas Anderson to ensure the character had a heartbeat, quote unquote, not just a look. She emphasized that she felt empowered, not exploited by the film's visual style. Taylor famously called the role her, quote unquote, ultimate masterclass in acting. She pushed back against the idea that she was playing a stereotype, instead viewing the character as a complex, revolutionary figure whose sexuality was just one part of her power.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the movie. I loved it. I watched it quite a few times. And yeah, I didn't find her character to be one-dimensional at all.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was a very complex character.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and a lot of interesting juxtapositions with her being a mother and also just this wild revolutionary context of everything. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a very dimensional character.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, the relationship with Sean Penn, I mean,
oh my
that
God.
alone was like, whoa, buddy, so much going on.
Yeah,
And
a lot
I
of
don't
power
think-
dynamics going on
I
there.
did not find it to be stereotypical in the slightest.
I didn't either. And I also thought they kind of poked fun at some of the tropes.
Yeah, and it kind of flipped the tropes on its head,
Yes,
honestly, I thought,
yes.
where it's like, yeah, she was very much in control, even if he thought
He
he
was.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was almost like double agent power. Well, she was kind of a double agent in the movie, but
Yeah.
also like double agenting power dynamics a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very complex, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100% with her. I don't think she had anything to defend.
Yeah, and also, like, I know it's art, so everyone is allowed to,
You're
like,
open to
critique and have-
interpretation.
yeah, but, you know, her coming out and saying, like, I don't feel like I was exploited in any way, I feel like should be kind of the end of the conversation.
Exactly. And maybe it probably was.
Yeah.
But the discourse around the role shifted, and I didn't hear about this till doing this research, but the discourse around the role shifted significantly after the 2026 Oscars security incident. Did you hear about this?
no.
Yeah. Okay. Where she was shoved by a guard.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did. And she kind of, like, she clapped back in the moment, didn't she?
Well,
Or
it says
was-
her calm response to that real-life confrontation led many critics to reevaluate her performance, seeing the same remarkable grace in her character that she displayed in person. I don't really...
Maybe I'm thinking of something different.
Maybe. I find it kind of interesting that, like, that's what shifted the narrative. And obviously, maybe she hadn't done that interview yet, so maybe she hadn't actually responded yet. I'm not sure on the timeline there.
Okay.
It's like, why is this the thing that's changing the narrative instead of her response to it? But maybe this happened before the Vanity Fair interview.
That's weird to me, though, that, like, that was...
Yeah, what is this
not have anything to do with it.
I mean, yeah, not really. Okay, so apparently after the live broadcast ended, she attempted to return to the stage at the Dolby Theater for a group photograph with her cast and crew. A security guard from an outside firm physically blocked her path. Witnesses and viral footage indicated the guard used his body to stop her and reportedly shoved her. Taylor's reaction in a video captured by onlookers: she confronts the guard, calling him very rude and stating, "You're a man putting your hands on a female." She demanded that he not touch, shove, or push her. The next day, the Academy issued a formal statement expressing they were extremely upset by the experience, and they thanked Taylor for showing remarkable grace and clarified that although the guard was from a third-party firm, the safety and experience of every guest is their responsibility. And then her kind of final words on it in a TMZ interview: she downplayed the event's impact on her night, saying, "Everything's fine. I'm happy. Security was just doing a lot. I just don't tolerate disrespect, especially when it's unwarranted and unprovoked." So,
Okay,
yeah.
Can't really argue with that.
Again, like, not really sure, like, why that needed to happen for people to be like, "Oh, actually, you were great. There's no
Yeah.
problems with your performance."
That doesn't make any sense.
No. And, like, again, maybe her response to it came
Yeah.
after this, but still kind of weird. Okay, so then her really kind of only quote unquote controversy is sort of situated around this whole friendship with Kanye West. So it sparked significant conversation, especially following the string of highly publicized anti-Semitic remarks and other controversies following Kanye in recent years. There's been public criticism for her stance. Her response is consistently centered on loyalty and a distinction between personal bonds and public behavior. In the same Vanity Fair cover interview, she addressed her refusal to cancel West. She stated, "I don't have to agree with everything that he do or say, but I'm not going to abandon him." She compared their relationship to that of siblings, noting that while her brothers may do things she doesn't support, she remains emotionally present for them. She clarified that she is not a yes man and provides him with honest private feedback when he asks for it. She summed up her approach with the viral phrase, "I'm in my business and I drink my water." The backlash has primarily taken place in digital forums and social media, of course. Some online commentators have questioned why she continues to associate with him, given his history of hateful speech, with some social media users arguing that her lack of public boundary equates to an endorsement. Some fans speculated that her refusal to distance herself from West could have negatively impacted her chances of winning the 2026 Oscar, despite her Golden Globe victory. Conversely, many fans praised her loyalty, viewing her ride or die mentality as a rare display of authenticity in a culture driven by algorithms and outrage.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think she handled it well. I don't think, kind of like what we were saying earlier, you can denounce the behavior and be like, he is my friend. I'm not going to, just drop him, but I also don't believe what he's doing and saying.
Right.
I have an actual relationship with him.
Yeah.
And, I think you get to decide whether you're like, no, I can't be your friend anymore, or I can't just don't get on board with what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a problem with that necessarily.
Yeah, I know.
I guess
I'm relating it back to our earlier conversation about, and obviously Kanye and P. Diddy are not the same.
Yes.
But, we're talking about, we don't need to hear your opinion. Usher, do we need to hear her opinion on Kanye West? I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean,
how similar are the situations? You know what I mean?
That is a good question, because I guess, and again, it goes back to I feel like her response was this is why I have a personal relationship with him still. Mm-hmm. Usher was a little bit more forgiving of what he did.
Yeah, and she's not talking about how great Kanye is.
Yeah, he was very much defending Sean Combs.
Yes.
This is why he was misinterpreted, misrepresented, where she's just I'm not going to drop him as a friend.
Right.
I feel like that's much more just an explanation of their relationship.
Yeah.
Not preaching on him.
No,
basically.
no, I agree. Yeah.
But it does. You did make a good point. It's just is there a double standard there that we're not allowing?
Right. I don't think there is, but that's why, all of these situations you do have to consider the nuances.
Exactly. And not that I agree with anything Kanye West says, but he also wasn't charged with sexual assault and as very physical harm. Right. Is very different.
And I think that the actual point I was trying to touch on that I didn't say was this idea that we were talking about earlier about, well, that's not been my experience.
Right.
And she's not necessarily saying that, but she kind of is saying that in a different way.
Yeah. A little bit.
That my experience with Kanye is a separate entity from this experience that the public has with him.
Yeah.
She's kind of saying that.
Yeah.
A little bit, just in a different way.
Yeah.
But the situations are not the same.
Yeah. Usher still needs to shut up.
Usher still needs to shut up for sure. So currently, I think they're still filming All's Fair. So she's doing that, I believe. And
man, I wonder if because they're doing a second season.
It sounds like it. It says 2026 series. So I think it got picked up again. So just current and future projects. Her directorial debut that we talked about earlier, Get Light, is supposed to debut sometime in 2027, and it's a movie starring Storm Reed. The film follows a sheltered New York City student who finds community in the Harlem-founded Light Feet dance scene. It says April 9th, 2027, so next year, next spring. It Takes Two to Tango, an upcoming 2026 romantic drama directed by Tyler Perry. She's still currently starring as Milan in All's Fair. The Rip, an R-rated action thriller streaming on Netflix. That was back in January. Did you watch that with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon? I remember seeing.
I did.
Was it good?
No.
Straw, where she portrays Detective Kay Raymond. It's a Netflix psychological thriller. That, I believe, it is out. That's the one we were talking about.
Straw?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I'm remembering now. It's a Tyler Perry.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, and then Hustle and Flow 2, which I was low-key obsessed with Hustle and Flow. I love that movie.
I did too. What's his name?
Terrence Howard. Yeah, and then
he went off the deep end a little bit, though. But that's neither here nor there.
So I will be tuning into Hustle and Flow 2, Sovereign of the South.
Sovereign of the South.
And she will be starring alongside Terrence Howard and Ludacris. So just a couple of notable creative and cultural leadership things. She has been appointed the chief curator for the 2026 Essence Festival of Culture in New Orleans, which is the largest African-American culture and music festival in the U.S.
Nice.
So alongside her production collective, the Aunties, she will shape the event's visual identity and performance design.
Cool.
So that's cool. And then she's a Revlon brand ambassador. She was named the new face of Revlon's super lustrous lipstick for the Be Unforgettable campaign. And then truly this woman is doing everything. She's currently enrolled in the August, I'm not going to say this right, Escoffier School of Culinary Arts, and plans to open her own restaurant in the near future.
Oh, wow. Dang, she really is.
She's unstoppable. She cannot be stopped. So, yeah, I mean...
Yeah, she sounds like she's a Renaissance woman.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'll have to keep tabs on old Tay-Tay.
Absolutely. She's doing it all. She's extremely accomplished.
She's also just really likable. I feel like she's got a personality and she doesn't like shy away from it. She's very much just like herself all the time when you see her.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what the future holds for her. I definitely want to watch 1001, which is the one that she won the award for in 2023. And then I might be tuning into Straw as well. See.
Yeah. I might check out Straw.
And then I'll definitely be tuning into Hustle and Flow. So...
Definitely.
Nice.
Well, great. Thanks for educating us on Teyana. That's our pop culture queen of the month.
Woohoo!
Well deserved, obviously.
Yes, absolutely.
Should we grape and gripe?
Let's grape and gripe.
All right. My gripe this time. Let's see. I had quite a few on the old list. Oh, you know what? I was thinking about this when our friend was talking about going on vacation. I really hate when people shit on doing tourist activities when you're on vacation. Like, that's what we're here to do.
Yes.
We're here to do the things that the place is known for.
That's
that
right.
Everybody wants to see. Quit making fun of it. Like, that's the point of vacation. And, like, I'm all about finding, you know, things that aren't touristy to, you know, balance that out.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you, like, I get it. I get why it's lame. But it's also, like, just
it's
let
not
people
lame,
do
though.
it.
It's one of those things that we talked about before where it's like people think it's cool to say that's not cool.
Right.
They think it makes them like better than other people to be like, well, I did the local things. I didn't do that's just a tourist trap. Don't go there. Don't do that. Like, shut up.
Yeah, it's not a trap. It's like, yeah, I want to see it. I want to see the thing that is like historical and known for this place. Just let me do it.
I'd like to go to Navy Pier and ride the Ferris wheel.
Like,
okay.
So many people. Like, yeah, there's lots of people everywhere.
Right.
My guy, I don't know what to tell you.
I know.
This is a busy place.
I hate that too.
Yeah.
Now, if you've got a good rec for something that's not touristy, great.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to see the non-touristy things too. Sure. But
right.
like, don't shame me for going to the arch.
Right. You think I'm going to go to Australia and not go to the Great Barrier Reef?
Yeah. I don't.
No, I know. My gripe, my things are both food related. So my gripe is the egg ick. Do you ever get the egg ick?
You have to elaborate what you mean.
Okay. So every once in a while I get the egg ick. Like I'll be cooking my eggs sunny side up. I like them sunny side up. And I like the yolk like gelatinous and like a little bit runny, but I don't like the whites runny.
I don't either. Yeah.
And occasionally it'll be a little undercooked, and I made like a bowl with sweet potatoes and cottage cheese and avocado like I have been, and it was a little too runny. And it got like soupy.
Oh yeah.
The bowl did, and I got the egg ick, and then I have to switch, and I have to make them scrambled for a while.
Oh yeah.
So I cooked them scrambled for a while, and then I'll get the scrambled ick, and I have to constantly go back and forth because after a while, one of them gives me the ick.
Yo, I'm the same way. Eggs can be. I love eggs. I eat them a lot.
Me too.
But yeah, I do. I have to phase them out because like I can't eat scrambled eggs, just scrambled eggs. Like I must have a vessel.
Yes.
There must be some sort of carb involved because otherwise they like make my stomach feel weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I totally know what you mean. And like I do the same with Over Easy. I love Over Easy, but like the whites have to be
solid, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. And I order over medium when I'm at a restaurant.
Oh, me
because
too.
They will not be cooked.
No, they won't. No, I agree. I know.
Yeah, the egg ick, it's real.
It's real.
My grape is a very special one because it goes out to spring ducklings. There's a pond by my house that I walk my dog by, and there's this group of mallard couples, and one of them had a bunch of ducklings, and I am dying getting to walk by them every day and see their little
if there's
ducklings.
one thing about Hollis, she is a big duck fan.
Big duck head.
Loves her ducks.
I do, and like...
Have we told the story? No, those weren't ducklings. Those were piglets.
Oh.
That how we almost wrecked?
Almost all baby animals. Nothing much better than... The only thing better than an animal is the baby version of the animal.
Good one. We do love a duckling. My grape, again, food related, is just going out to the goldfish. It's just a delightful snack cracker. It's delicious. It's consistent. It hits every time. It's beloved by both children and adults.
Oh, yeah.
And you really can't go wrong. GMOs or not, you can't go wrong.
They are great.
So that's it.
Nice. Good.
Yeah.
Call. Love a goldfish.
Love a goldfish. And a duckling.
They go hand in hand.
They do.
Don't feed the ducklings.
Don't feed the
goldfish,
ducklings.
though.
They can't have bread and carbs. Don't do that. All right. Well, thanks for being here.
All right.
Bye.